Conspirators will be tried, according to the Justice Department, in a civilian court, not a military court, and be tried in court in New York City. Here's Attorney General Eric Holder announcing this controversial decision.
I am confident in the ability of our courts to provide these defendants a fair trial, just as they have for over 200 years. The alleged 9/11 conspirators will stand trial in our justice system before an impartial jury under long-established rules and procedures.
That was just last hour. Already we're hearing outrage over the decision from the victims' families and friends. Let's get reaction from Michigan Congressman Pete Hoekstra. He's the ranking Republican on the House Intelligence Committee. Congressman, your thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you, Jane, what I've been looking for out of this administration for the last 11 months is a coherent strategy on how we are going to confront, contain, and defeat radical jihadists. And every time they announce a new strategy, I come back to the same question. Why? Why do you want to close Gitmo? Why are we reading Miranda rights to people that we capture on the battlefield in Afghanistan? And I come back to the same question here. Why? Why are we going to try these people in civilian courts? They've already pled guilty in the military tribunal commissions in Guantanamo. So now why are we going to take them to New York, open all of those wounds, provide them with an opportunity for a showcase trial to propagandize to America, to other jihadists, and around the world? Why are we giving them that platform? Why won't the president take a guilty plea for an answer?
I want to put up on our screen for you and our viewers a comment from the ACLU. They put out a statement today, the American Civil Liberties Union, which has been involved in many of these cases. The transfer of cases, they say, to federal court is a huge victory for restoring due process and the rule of law, as well as repairing America's international standing, an essential part of ensuring our national security. We can now finally achieve the real and reliable justice that Americans deserve. Your reaction?
Well, we've had military tribunal commissions before. They have worked. They've been effective. I don't think that moving them now into civilian courts, I think there are all kinds of questions that we are going to find come up and arise as we go through this process. What if these guys are acquitted on a technicality? That can happen in civilian courts. I know that the Attorney General said, we are convinced that we'll be able to convict them. Excuse me, Mr. Attorney General, that's not your decision. That's a decision by the judge and by a jury.
And he did, somewhat, I guess, back off that comment in saying we weren't necessarily looking at the outcomes here, but I assume that they looked at them pretty closely before they made this decision. He also made the point, Congressman, we do this well here. We do it well. We've been doing it for more than 200 years. If there's any country that can try a case like this, we can. But this case is very, very different than what we've seen in the past.
It's very, very different than anything we've ever seen in the past. We have provided those people with an opportunity to go to a legal process. The military tribunal commissions, they pled guilty. This president suspended those activities and said he wanted to go a different way. I'm just expressing my clear opinion and frustration. The president hasn't answered the question as to why the military tribunal commissions didn't work, why they won't work, why we now need to reopen the wounds of 9/11 and provide these people with this kind of an opportunity. This administration, from my perspective, wants to lawyer up this process, run this through a legal prism that says this is a crime, not a real threat. I'm not sure he realizes, even after last week, that America is still at war, whether we want to admit it or not. The president has to see the world the way that it is, not the way that he wants it to be.
Congressman Pete Hoekstra of Michigan, and thanks, sir, for your time, just to bring the other side to this.